Hey guys, this is the new Galaxy A55 from Samsung. Samsung's A50 series of phones are very popular globally as they offer a good amount of features in a mid-range package. These phones are not meant for gaming, but with the Exynos 1480, there has been a big performance bump over the previous generation. So in this video, we'll test the day-to-day performance as well as the gaming performance of the Galaxy A55. Starting with the benchmarks, these scores show an improvement of around 25% in CPU and around 35% in GPU compared to the Exynos 1380 inside last year's A54. That's a big improvement. The storage speed is also pretty good as it's UFS 3.1 on my 12 to 56GB model. However, GSM Arena's 128GB variant had UFS 2.1 level speed, so the storage type might be different between the 128GB and the 256GB variant. Coming to stress test, the CPU throttles to about 75%, which is decent but not great. However, the GPU stability is outstanding at over 99%. In general day-to-day use, the UI feels very smooth and responsive. In my 16-app RAM management test, the A55 was able to keep most of the apps in memory, so the memory management is good enough. Now coming to gaming, for this test, I've turned on the alternate game performance mode and set all the games to max FPS to ensure the smoothest gaming performance possible on this phone. Starting with basic games like Subway Surfers and SkyForce Reloaded, these games support 120 FPS and easily maintain over 100 FPS on this phone. Next we have BGMI, better known as PUBG Mobile globally. Initially, when the A55 launched, this game was limited to 30 FPS, but now it has been updated to support 60 FPS with smooth graphics or 40 FPS with HDR graphics. We are currently playing in Smooth plus Extreme mode with 4x anti-aliasing, and the frame rate is very stable at around 60 FPS. Now we'll fast forward it 15 minutes to test its stability. Even now, the frame rate is extremely stable at around 60 FPS and the phone is barely warm to the touch, so I have no issues with BGMI on this phone. Next, we have Call of Duty Mobile. This game is not yet optimized for this phone as this chip is brand new. Still, with the available settings, we get 60 FPS gaming. Although once this game is optimized for the Exynos 1480, I won't be surprised if this game supports 90 FPS on this phone. But even with 60 FPS, the gaming experience is extremely smooth and responsive. Now we'll fast forward 15 minutes. Okay, so even now the game is running very smooth with very stable frame rate and the phone is barely warm. So again, Call of Duty runs fine on this phone and with some optimization it can run even better. Next is Asphalt 9. Even this game doesn't provide different graphics option for this phone due to lack of optimization. But with the available settings, you get all the fancy visuals offered by this game like motion blur, God rays, particle effects and so on. And the frame rate is also a smooth 60 FPS. This is easily one of the best looking games on a phone and this phone is able to play it without any issues. Let's fast forward it 15 minutes. Even now, the frame rate is very stable at around 60 FPS. The phone feels a bit hot now as this game is a little taxing, but it's nothing abnormal. So again, this game runs without any issues, but with some optimization, it can run even better. Last but not the least, we have Genshin Impact. This is one of the most demanding games on Android. We are running this in medium graphics at 60 FPS with motion blur turned off. With these settings, this phone is able to provide around 45 to 50 FPS, which is very playable. Let's fast forward it 15 minutes. Okay, so even now, the frame rate remains in the range of 45 to 50 FPS. The phone has become a bit hot, but again, nothing abnormal for this game. So the A55 did a good job of handling such a demanding game. Okay, so to conclude, this phone can be used for gaming. It is obviously not the best phone in its price range for gaming, as you can get way more powerful phones for the same price. But at least you won't feel that the phone is underpowered. It will handle all the day-to-day tasks without any fuss. And even when you want to do some heavy gaming, it won't disappoint. Alright, that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel down below. Thanks for watching.